A very good afternoon to one and all. I am thrilled to introduce our esteemed resource person for the last session of this course, Professor Rabindra Kumar Pradhan from the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, IIT Kharagpur. Sir is one of the stalwarts in India in the area of positive psychology, especially emotional intelligence, both in research and practice. Sir's area of expertise revolves around concepts like industrial psychology, organizational behavior, leadership, among others. With over 22 years of experience of teaching and research, Sir has published in innumerable reputed journals and has guided over 12 completed PhD theses. Professor Pradhan has imparted training to thousands of executives and managers in PSUs, organizations, NGOs, and academic institutions. With his invaluable contribution to academia and practice, along with past stints at esteemed organizations like DRDO as a scientist, Sir is truly a stalwart in the field. We are glad to have you, sir, and look forward to the session.
Thank you. Thank you. At the outset, I extend a very warm welcome to my session. Last but not least, this is not in fact the last session. Rather, I will say that what you have learned from the last couple of days will be, trying to relate with these sessions. So, this session is on problem solving in business sectors, in individuals, and in community related endeavors. I have limited it to nurturing problem solving and adaptive capacities, which also covers the resilience domains of your business, how people cope with different endeavors with regard to their business, personal as well as societal problems. So, to begin with, how we solve problems, since the lecture title begins with problem solving. A business case, we will also deal with a couple of small business cases, how the business people have come out of their struggle during this COVID periods. And we have also seen in health sectors how people have recovered from disaster situations like India, Japan, when they were hit by tsunami, how people have come out of it. These are some of these small case studies I have with us to share with you all. So, before going into details, I would like to know that how do you perceive a problem? What is a problem, and how you resolve a problems, what kind of hurdles you face when you are in a problem. How do you see a problem? A personal, as a challenge, good.
Move from my current state to a future state which is required to solve that problem.
Okay, okay. Anything else? Problem is a challenge, is it? So, challenge is a trouble or an opportunity? Opportunity. So, do all of you consider problem as an opportunity or an disturbing or a disturbing element? Very often we consider it as an disturbing element. Why do you consider it as a disturbing element? Because it disturbs our homeostasis. We are not able to function the way we should in normal ways that people every day they function, right? Then what happens next when you face a problem? You face a problem or you perceive a problem?
We perceive a problem.
Because a problem which is problematic for a person is an opportunity for other persons, right? So, problem is perceived as a disturbing element, is considered as a challenge, and then we try to utilize all our resources to come out of a viable solutions, right? So, problem as a challenge, problem as an opportunity to explore further, right? When you engage in explorations, what do? You look for opportunities. So, what are those opportunities?
Possible solutions.
Possible solution, how does it come? In form of creative thinking. So, let us not call as a problem solving, let us call it as creative problem solving, because every day we solve problems, but how uniquely we solve, that will be different from others, whether it is in personal life, professional life, community life or business life. If your problem solving approach is different, unique, you will survive and succeed, right? Like launching a new product or unique product in the market. So, which version of iPhone now is available in the market? 16, 17, 17 has come, right? So, I will not go to iPhone 1, so let us go to iPhone 10 or 12 or 13 and let us compare with iPhone 16. How do you perceive the difference? Do you have any? Okay. Yes?
Battery capacity, the way it is being charged.
Okay. Right.
Wireless charging they have provided. It was not in the earlier version.
So, how it is different from the others? Only charging, you look at charging point, battery availability or anything else?
Software also.
Software.
Sorry?
In terms of speed and all those things.
Adaptiveness?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else? What features it provides to you? Camera quality, yes, wonderful. Privacy, that is the main features why people use iPhone. You will struggle. Even you struggle, you cannot do anything else. But many people also do not use iPhone. If you look at the percentage or number of iPhones sold in market and number of Samsung phones sold in market. So, which one is having a bigger market? Why? It is user friendly, accessible, cheaper, easy to handle, right? Easy to repair also. You cannot repair, you can only replace iPhone, right? If you go for repairing, it will be as costly as buying a new phone. So, only big shots are having big shots. When I say big shots, rich people, the if you categorize people class 1, class 2, class 3 like in employment. So, class 1 above people, those who have good pocket money, good income, so they only, and it is also has become a status symbols, right? Now, coming back to the business point of view, why this product is more attractive and demanding in the market? Because of its value, because it has a high self-esteem values, right? Monetary values, self-esteem values and many others. So, when you try to look at a solution, you look at different angles. So, this is what we call generating alternatives. So, alternative for problem solving, and when you have so many alternatives for single problems, what do you do then? You have choices, right? So, you have choices to select the one, and once you select that found to be the most appropriate and accurate solutions, because you have chosen it out of alternatives. So, let us begin with a discussion on creative problem solving, how we resolve and what are the factors that creates hurdles in the process of creative problem solving. Then I will take you to the case of business studies in problem solving and analyzing the resilience capabilities of people. Is there any point where you can put it? And what is important to be with a problem, and who succeeds in finding a solution while trying to providing a solution to a problem? There is a individual angle, there is a organizational perspectives, isn't it? So, many people are afraid of giving a solution to a problem. Some people say even no solution to a problem is a good solution. no decision is also a good decision. So, are you aware of that? Why do people say like this? No solution is a good solution. No? So, that is in fact told in the context of making or choosing a disaster solutions or choice or alternative than doing nothing. Creative problem solving. So, these are certain steps when you are dealing with creative problem solving. First, you define the problem, what exactly it is, then you try to familiarize how I can deal with this problem. Then explore the ways to be more creative, know the steps to the problem solving process, be familiar with brainstorming, mind mapping and multivoting. So, these are different ways of problem solving. Then apply tools to solve problems. We carry out different exercises like 6R thinking in business management. I think many of you have heard about this, how this is engaged in in the creative problem solving process. Even in a simple broken square exercise can also be very helpful to develop your problem solving abilities. So, all these exercises are in fact basics to interpersonal abilities. So, what are called interpersonal abilities? Decision making, problem solving, conflict handling, interpersonal relations, right? Communications, how you communicate people. If your communication channels are not good enough, you will collapse, your business will also collapse. So, what is a creative problem solving? How creative problem solving is different from just problem solving, right? It is unique, it is unconventional, and the techniques you use that's never used by anyone else, right? Why don't we think creatively more often? Is there any reasons? We always look for shortcut, right? Like in business, cost cutting is always a profitable business for every business house. What is the creative problem solving process? Just now I told about looking at the problem, generating alternative, choosing the best one. And what are the other specific and creative problem solving tools and techniques, and then we will look into how that can be used for our learning, growth and development. So, the creative person always uses information to form new ideas. They are key to problem solving is what you do with the knowledge, creating new knowledge. Creative problem solving also require an attitude that allows you to search for new ideas and use for your own knowledge and experiences. It also helps you to thrive and survive under difficult times. That is why when you have business loss, you want to be more resilient. People often say that even this shall pass away. Nothing is permanent in this world. Even COVID has also gone. Now new virus has arrived, but still we are sure of that we could handle it, because COVID was more dangerous and infectious than this one. We experienced, so that's why, and that has only come out of our resilience potentialities. So, what is resilience? How you can thrive against odds, how you can adapt to new situations, unknown situations, and how quickly you can come out of stressful environment. That is how we treat resilience. So, the topic that's concerned about three important domains: problem solving, adaptability and resilience in the context of business, individual and society, how people survive and show resilience in face of troubles. How many of you are resilient people? Do you think that you are a resilient person? Yes? Is it a problem? You are a resilient person?
I think everybody here is
No,
to
no,
some
no.
extent.
Don't say everybody is a resilient person.
I think so. I mean, I really think so because in this Indian society, wherever you are, including IIT, I just now saw that you asked for a table, small table, and they said no. So that is also like sort of resilience going with the system.
That is
and
resilience of my ability that
to
I can
like,
still survive without the resources.
so, so in that sense, I
No,
really mean it.
there is a purpose behind this, why I am asking this question. Are you resilient? Like, even IITians are intelligent. In my class, BTechs are called the cream of India. Huh? They happen to be very highly intelligent. I ask, how many of you think that you are intelligent? Suddenly you will find there is pin drop silent. What a question this professor is asking. Had you not been intelligent, how could you have been here? We have clear J. So, do you think J is the marker of intelligence?
It's just a parameter.
The parameter. Right. So that is why I said, like you said, yes, I am resilient. Any one of you? How many of you think that you are a resilient person? Good.
Now you ask who are not resilient, you will also, then you will have to, then you need to,
Okay. Let's go by that. How many of you think that you are not resilient?
So that proves my statement that everybody.
I will not go by in the political word intolerance. Political peoples are engaged in intolerance. In fact, this word closely relates to resilience. Right? Tolerance and resilience, they go side by side. Right? So that is why I am saying. And my next question would be, how do you know that you are a resilient person?
I think many times the problem itself for person to be
Yeah, please make use of the mic. Yeah.
I believe that many times the problem itself give us the challenge and make the people compel that they have to be resilient, they have to be strong, and they have to deal with the situation, whatever may be the
Of
case.
course. Experience, exposure, encounters, these are the situations that makes us resilient, right? So that is not my question. So that is the theoretical part of it. So
In
my
that
question
case,
is, I want to
sir,
see, have you become resilient over a period of time? So you are at, I think, in the middle of your life now, isn't it? No,
hopefully not.
many of you are not approaching middle. So many of you are young. So I think I don't know, I am just guessing. You must be around 40, 50 in between? Yeah. So the idea is not to make you, whether you are at the middle of your life or end of your life or beginning of your life, how much you have experience in life. That is what I just wanted to know, because more you experience, more you gain knowledge, competencies, and that builds up your resilience potentialities. So what are the markers of resilience?
Patience, I think, is the first marker of it.
Patience, right? Anything else? Courage. Adaptability, yes. Anything else?
As you said, tolerance.
Tolerance, very good. Anything else? Creative thinking, good, that helps, yes. If not this way, that way? Emotional intelligence, yes.
The belief also works very much.
Yes,
Hold an individual when they're going through a difficult situation.
very good. Wonderful. Flexibility. Yes? So these are different features of resilience, and these are not only applicable to individuals, these are also equally applicable to community living, and also in business. Who can thrive well?
People who are flexible to change.
Flexible to change, who embrace changes, open to experiences. What is that? Open to experience means you invite new knowledge and experiences. One thing that is very important, who can thrive under uncertainty. So, we often nowadays still we are saying that we are living in a world of VUCA environment. So, what is that VUCA environment? It's very unpredictable, complexity, agile environment. So, when you are operating in a state of uncertainty, you are likely to experience challenge, troubles, inhibitions, irritations. Sometimes you give up. Have you read the book by Shiv Khera, You Can Win? In a very wonderful, very lucid manner, he has described things, the true pictures of human life, how you deal with challenges, how you face problems, and how you come out of troubles. But anybody who gives up easily cannot win in life. Same as also in the sphere of business endeavors, like we have seen that during COVID time, it was a big challenge for all over the world, not only India. What happens, to Tata company, many companies, they, they lost their business, they were badly affected. Tata was no exception to it, but they survived very well. Why, because they were having alternative business. They have multiple sectors of business. That is not a single sectors in India where Tatas are not into it. And this is the only company, they first come into a policy implementations that anybody affected, any employees losing life will get lifetime pension. So, this is also another way of solving the problems of employees and dealing with business that attracts talents. So, that is how they deal with. Creative problem solving is write a line, complete the sentence. What is creative problem solving? Can you feel it? No answer? Nothing? I expect, there are 30 people, there should be 30 answers. That is what we call creative problem solving. Using your own way of thinking, one's own way of thinking is creative problem solving. Do you agree with it? Creative, yes. Unique way of solving. It's a novelty, characterized by uniqueness, novelty, and innovations. Innovation, in fact, is different things than creativity. Creativity, when you talk about, it relates to thinking, but innovation is the outcome of, you can say, the creativity. Creative problem solving, looking at the same thing as everyone else. That's why I said I want 30 people's 30 way of thinking at it. There is another word also close relates to it called divergent thinking, right? For one problem, there is many solutions. Can India become the developed nation by 2047? Do you think yes, no, in between, anything else? No, yes, of course. But those who are very hopeful, adaptive, resilient, they can say yes, definitely. Why not? The moment you say yes, we can do it, we can achieve it, you can have a perspective for future. That holds a person, a business, a house, a community, a resilient. and resilient people can succeed very well in the long run. Can you try this one? Connect all these lines without lifting your pen. Just try on a pen, on a page of paper. How do you do it? This is what we call creative problem solving. Now, 30 people will come out with 30 way of doing it. There is no one way of doing it, right? So, this problem solving attitude also equally apply to our business endeavors. Just try. Done it? Very good. Good, very good. No. That's okay. Yes? Done? I did it, but still you cannot do it. He is saying I conducted once in a class, but still you cannot copy it. Is it happening? Something happening? No? Yes? Successfully done? Can you show us? How does it look like? It should not be S, it should be Z. Yes, another young minds have arrived. Good one. That is 2 lines. What about the third layer? Oh, you have done the middle also. Very good. Just see the same. So, this is how the idea of showing this exercise is how we perceive the problem and how we come out with solutions. Look at this. How many of you have done like this? Can you try it again? Is it happening? Is it complicated? I don't think it is complicated. You cannot do it by S. You should not leave the pen. Without removing and lifting the pen. Yes? S is okay. Just show me once. I was not knowing that there will be another. This will be a creative idea.
Without lifting only, we started with here. Took it.
Man, where are the dots?
There are they.
They are not parallel to each other.
Okay. Let parallel भी रखना था क्या सर?
और क्या?
Parallel तो.
Come on, see, it will never be S. Just show me how it has become S. That is not S. Do
I
it.
did not lift my pen, sir, like this. These are 9 dots, 3 here,
Ah.
3 here, 3 here. We can connect.
From where you are starting?
So from there, we just go like this.
नीचे से स्टार्ट कर रहे हो ऊपर से स्टार्ट कर रहे हो?
ऊपर से ऐसे. We can do it anyway, sir. ऐसे कैसे भी कर सकते हैं.
करो put 3 lines of dots. 1, 2.
I'm not lifting my pen.
Good, very good, very good. Anybody has done any other ways?
This one is not S.
Yes.
It's 3. So I am also doing like this.
Very good. Eh? Okay. Okay. Good. See, this is what we call creativity. There is not one of doing it. There are different ways of doing. So let's talk about why don't we think creatively more often, and what are the barriers that get in our ways. In fact, we have a couple of things that we have already highlighted, the barriers, like one needs to be very flexible, one needs to be unique, and one of the most important thing that hurdles, that creates hurdles, mental fixedness. We have developed a particular kind of mindset based on which we have developed a preconceived ideas, and we used to do that, make use of those ideas. I do not think beyond the box. Time, some people think, why should I change? मैं जो हूँ अच्छा हूँ, है ना, what I am good. There is no need to change myself. Why should I change myself in order to make others happy? But sometimes it is required. Habit is considered as the second nature. If you don't go out of your habit, you cannot bring in anything new to your domains. Some people are habit of doing routine jobs. They have killed all the creativity, because every day they come and do the same thing. They don't have scope for thinking new. If they propose something new, like revising constitutions, then there will be oppositions. So then say it's better to be safe than sorry. So people, that's why not engage in creative problem solving. Business, it's going as usual. Why should I disturb it? Let it go. Have not been taught to be creative. Creativity is also skills that needs to be nurtured. And why we are afraid of it? Because there is a risk. If I do not succeed in it, what will happen? I lose many things in life. Why should I be the change agent? The other day we were looking at in Bihar, there is a strike going on for one examinations. A lot of strike, lockouts, halla gulla was going on, and suddenly we found a person sitting on hunger strike. Right? Then what happened? Rest everybody knows what is coming in the TV news. Now, what will happen to these guys against whom there are so many multiple cases have been registered? Very often, if you want to become a reformer in society and a change agent, you have to bear the trouble. Mental blocks. Mental blocks are the reasons. Attitude. I don't want to change my attitudes. Why we do not think something different? Very simple exercise. Can you complete the first sentence with a word? Right. The right answer? Why not the wrong answer? This is called mental blocks. The only answer, okay. The best answer? The multiple answer? Multiple answers hoga. So that will not be only multiple answer, right? Okay. Note it down, keep it with you, and please match it when we will go to the answer section. Number 2, that's not true, that's not right, that's not fair, that's not okay, that's not my problem, that's not my cup of tea. Number 3, what is that? That's the rules. Obey the rules, break the rules. Form the rules. Change the rules. Right? So these are what we call mental blocks. We perceive the situation as we are, as our own mindset and our perceptions. Now going to the next one is called B. Be careful, be confident. But very often we say, be careful, isn't it? Number 5, dash is frivolous. Yes? Life is? Okay. Number 6, that is not my job. Dash is dash ambiguity. Come. You are missing out something interesting. Come. Yes? So last session so brainstorming होना चाहिए ना, नहीं तो all 5 days you have listen. Now the expert will listen, you tell something. This is exercise. We have number of exercises. Okay, one after another we are going. Okay. Too much ambiguity? Somebody saying? Legal ambiguity? Don't be so. Don't be lazy. Dash is wrong. Answer is wrong. Opinion is wrong. Thinking is wrong. Question is wrong. Wonderful. And I am not. All right. So let's go to whether you are wrong or not. So the right answer, he is correct. Full marks to him. Now, that is not logical. No marks to anyone. Follow the rules. Some will get marks. Anybody said follow the rules? No. Obey the rules. Right. Be practical. Play is frivolous. That's not my area. Avoid ambiguity. 0 marks to all. Don't be foolish. To err is wrong. I am not creative. So this is just a small things that you check out. What are the really mental blocks that create obstructions for our creative problem solvings? So how can we be more creative? Jot down at least 3 ideas that come to your mind that makes you creative. Right? Write something. You can try at your leisure time. Now these are some of the golden rules. Start small, trying to discover new ways to be creative. Dash. Any answer for it? Can you think of it? It's visible. Yes? Creative, innovative. Note it down. Let's go to the second one. Dash to abandon the old, obsolete ways of doing things and explore new ways. Better to abandon or courage to abandon? Okay. Third one, it is not possible to change the way we think about everything. Dash in which to try creative thinking techniques. Better to try? Instead? All right. Understand that creative thinking requires, but it is worth it. Effort? Okay. Number 5, remember that creative thinking is both and dash. Number 6, dash on which what you can reasonably do. Trying to do too many things at once compromises the efforts and may take away from the results. Focus? Okay. Dash creative thinking for today as well as tomorrow. Consistency or practice? Practice seems to be okay. Let's see. Okay. Number 9, dash, include dash and dash in your creative thinking process as well as dash. The sentence itself fosters creativity, right? And keep dash. Patience? State what appears to be the problem, step 1. The real problem may not surface until the facts have been gathered and analyzed. That is how you start examining a problem. So, therefore, start with what you assume to be the problem that can later be confirmed and corrected. The second step in creative problem solving is gather facts, feelings and opinions. Like what happened, why it is a problem, where, when and how did it occur, what is its size, scope and severity. Say for example, somebody said that super cyclone happened, why it happened, when it happened, what is the impact of it and how people survive. So, these are the ways that people look into while resolving issues like cyclone or super cyclone problems. So, similarly in general, when you look at a creative problem solving process, you look into some other things like what likely to happen if I take this action. That is why people are very protective when they look for something new. If I come up with some new ideas, will it be accepted? Like one of my research scholars was working with a new topic and she struggled for 2-3 years for finding literature. There is a concept called cherishing, every day you use this word cherishing, from cherishing to flourishing. What do you mean by cherishing? Savoring, close to the word, but savoring is just a kind of memory type of things. Cherishing is much more longer and enduring, right? Living with contentment, satisfactions, something which is very close to your heart, keeping in your heart. So, a single concept that requires so many explorations, and after 3 years of time, when nothing happens, she is saying, "Sir, my life is gone. 3 years gone, PhD is gone. I will get nothing out of it." Be patient. Then I told, be patient. Either something big is going to happen, or we will change the topic. No problems. Change, adaptation to change. But one thing, why IITs are flourishing in research is that they are embracing change even at the last moment. But universities are very orthodox. One topic register means you will submit the work in that same topic. Even a simple word cannot be changed. If that is changed, your DS memory will look at it. This is was not there. Where did you find it? Research does not flourish with tight compartments. Ivan Pavlov got Nobel Prize in psychology, but he was a physiologist. Can somebody think about it? No. The person who got Nobel Prize in behavioral finance, Kahneman. He was economist. He did research in psychology. So that kind of idea extractions and creativity should flourish and should be allowed to flourish also. Then you can engage in creative problem solving. Like many people are binding up thesis by making use of some survey tools. IV, DV, mediating, moderating, thesis bind up, submit. What did you get out of it? No, sir, actually there are some cultural gaps. This study was carried out in United States. So, I thought, will it happen in India? Let me do also. So, is just the cultural difference will add up to getting a degree in thesis? Recently, I heard that the chairman of UGC is coming up with a new rule that PhD is not necessary for becoming faculty in higher education, and he is inviting suggestions. I wrote couple of lines that this is not a very viable solutions that will kill creativity and innovation in research. If you do, another thing is they said there is no compulsory for publications. No, so it was not, no, they were not saying ki PhD is mandatory, they said publication should not be mandatory. But the value of PhD lies in publications of papers. You have done something new, let people know about it. Why you will restrict to a thesis? Now, some professors are in favor of it. No, they should concentrate on the innovative thesis work, not in paper publications.
Also, publications are required for PhD. So obviously they know if they have a PhD, they will come with some publication.
No, that is why. That is why.
No, actually, sir, this thing what you talked about, the UGC, UGC people will say that we are, kind of doing creative thinking. We are recruiting professors of practice where you don't require PhD. We are allowing some, kind of new solution. That is that I am saying from their point of view. And they might also say that, you are coming out with publications, but they are not again, publishing also. You have got tiered journals, and just coming out with publications also involves lot of, these rackets and all those things.
Rackets are everywhere, even producing PhD
No,
also.
I am saying that from their point of view, they might actually, position itself as a creative thinking. That so long time they have not thought of this. So now we are coming up with this thing.
Do you think the creative thinking will be preserved only doing PhD and not publishing them?
I think, sir, this is a very, very complex topic. I just have no expertise onto it. So it will not be fair for me to comment.
Right.
But
That's
what
right.
I can comment is that in business, where I am coming from the industry, I think that it is easier to, kind of work with technology and other things. It is the most difficult to work with people because, there are so many different types of people. But machine, you can have a robot and you can be rest assured that whatever your work is, you will get it done. So this, topic.
Do you think this professor of practice also coming to the university system? It is already there in IIMs, IITs and NITs.
So there is where I talk about. It depends upon.
Why it is there? That has a different purpose behind it. These are the people, their entire life, they were part to innovative products, innovative services. They have seen it, experienced it, they have worked on it.
But my point is that, again, the calibration or judgment of who is eligible or not eligible lies with the, again, top management, senior management or that group. So one person who is qualified for, say, this A, there might be other, B who might be actually rejecting it. So that's where I am talking about the complexities.
Even I heard that even Abdul Kalam was not allowed to join as professor in IIT Bangalore because he was not having a PhD degree, right? But that does not mean his knowledge go wastage. So that's why he chose to be, delivering lectures instead of sticking to only one place, right? So, no, there may be many counter arguments for it also. I am not stopping those aspects also, but the idea was that then yes, I had also suggested if paper publication is not compulsory for PhD, then I do not think we should be very rigid about a PhD degree. If you want to select for teaching purposes, people, you conduct a test, teaching aptitude test, and take people to your profession, no problems. Even I have found also, although there are categorizations of different levels, like in industry, in business, you have executives, junior manager, middle level manager, senior managers, director, executive director, MD, etc., BPH, something like that. Similarly, also in academics, we have junior lecturers, senior lecturers, assistant professors, associate professor, professors. But recently I heard an assistant professor can directly become also professor in university system, and has become also recently in a central university also. Then I asked, how come? No, there are some provisions of UGC that anybody having 14 years of experience and having required publications, then they can become directly eligible for professor. Then I said, then why should we have such promotional assessments, recruitment, etc. So, does it mean that a person who is not serving in university system, after 14 years having 50 publications and books, etc., PhD, can directly become professor? It does not sound well, because without knowing, it's something like without knowing A, you are talking about Z. So, these are certain things that needs to be discovered. This is what we call a creative argument should be brought into the discussions. So, now coming back to the next process, what we call restate the problems. After understanding the problems, if you are really still in a state of confusion, then restate the problem. The real facts help make it possible. The actual problems may or may not be the same as stated in step 1. Step 4, identify alternative solutions, like whether we should agree to this proposal or we should not agree. So, having arguments, counter arguments, some people say, no, when you are writing thesis, there are antitheses, when comments, then synthesis. Thesis, antithesis and synthesis, then you come up with your final product. So, this kind of system also brings in very productive gains. Step 5 is evaluate alternatives which will prove or provide the optimum solutions. Then this is the point where you will evaluate how much risk is involved in it. Should I go for it or not? Like choosing a topic for your research. Should you choose a topic that has never happened? Why should I? I see. I have been evaluating in IIMs, IITs, NITs, universities thesis. Very hardly I see people working on a topic that has not been worked at all. People often look for review of literature and do gap analysis. Then how the creativity will emerge? So, creativity means it's something unique that has never existed before, but innovation can be policed. So, our theses are, you can say, innovative than creative. So, somebody has done something, I will just add one more parameter and we do. Somebody has developed Agni 5, I will go for 6. How come? Now, Agni 5 is reaching 10,000 kilometers, I will put some motor that will drive 15,000 kilometers. So, this is what we call innovations. These are not called creative. The creative is the Agni itself when it came to its shape. That is what we call. And that kind of creativity, that last for longer times. Who must be involved, to what extent, how, when and where, who will the decision impact, and what might go wrong, how will the results be reported and verified. So, these are some of the things that needs to be taken into account while implement, when you are reaching at a decisions or a solutions and trying to implement them. Like, you know, in simply in government policies, like you look at the GST, how much debate is going on, the tax policies of India. The government is saying GST is the only one policy that talks about all tax together. Is it true? Still we are giving multiple tax. When you buy or purchase, you are paying tax. You go to hotel, you are again hospitality industry, you are paying also. Hotel industry, you are paying toll tax, LIC, you know, insurance tax also nowadays are coming up. So, although government has come up with a common tax, but still it is debatable and it should be. So, creativity also, creative thinking and problem solving always invites discussions, deliberations. There is nothing final. Any endeavor, any business, whether it is business, in social sector, in personal and professional lives, everywhere, things needs to be analyzed critically. Test the solution against the desired results, make revisions if necessary. 10 questions to encourage ideas. The first question, what will happen if I do this? What if? Can we improve? This is a decision. That is why, you know, 3 major decisions were taken back by Government of India recently related to agricultural policies, is not it? So, it is not that government must have also realized that yes, there is some lacuna in it. Although they were coming up with very novel ideas, but still there was a thought given to it. How will the optimistic member or the community benefit out of it? That is a major concern. That is why we always look at good business. That is good business that has societal values. Business does not mean only exploitations, but we have seen. So, that is why the government has come up with CSR. Whatever business you are doing, at least some part of it should go to the society, right. So, earlier people were not doing it. They were of course doing it, but it was not mandatory for them. Like, you know, Tata was building clubs, hospitals, schools. I have seen, you know, many, even, you know, now the Ambanis are doing some work in social sectors, upliftment of the downtrodden peoples. Even, you know, Azim Premji also did so many, you know, works during the COVID time. He sponsored so many medicines for the downtrodden people. So, many industries are coming up, and this is what we call the voluntary work. They should, how will the optimistic member, okay, the community will benefit? Are we forgetting anything, that we are missing out something? What is the next step? So, these are some of the critical questions that one needs to explore while engaged in a problem solving, creative problem solving process. What can we do better? What do we think about? What should we add? What should we eliminate? What other ideas do we have? Like similar question, you know, I will just quote you one example. Then, you know, have you heard Rishi Modi? Any one of you? The name of Rishi Modi was once upon a time managing director of Tata Steel.
Rishi Modi, okay, yeah.
Yes, Rishi Modi. Sorry. There was a very critical situation that happened in Jamshedpur during that 80s or early 90s, something like that. Tata Steel was not making much profit during those days, and in fact that quarters which was close to Holi, and you know, most part eastern part of peoples are very fond of celebrating, cultures and cultural rituals and festivals. So they demanded some extra bonus and compensation for Holi is coming close. But the management said that no, the company is not in a position to give you extra bonus this time at least, because we are not in a profitable mode. So there were deliberation, discussion, negotiations went on, and finally nothing happened. The employees went on strike and lockout mode. And the message reached to Tata headquarters in Mumbai, where Rishi Modi was sitting over there. And he said that, okay, today evening I am coming back, I am traveling to Jamshedpur, so via Kolkata. And he said that I want no managers should interact till I reach the units in Jamshedpur. So he reached, he said, okay, I will not talk to any manager, neither HR manager, any managers of the company. I will directly deal with the employees. They call them to the canteen. What do you want? No, sir, we want some bonus, because Holi is coming. We want some money and some dress materials for celebrations. So they said, how much you want? So I don't remember the exact amount, but say for example, they were demanding 100 rupees and one pair of dress. So he said, I will give you 200 rupees and two pair of dress. One pair you wear and play Holi, another you use after Holi celebrations. And instead of 100 rupees, I am paying you 200 rupees per person, but with one condition. Make it sure that every one of you will contribute 2 hours extra in the next 3 months. But these workers were so happy. Only 2 hours. Yes, no problem. We'll work. That was the decision great leaders makes. Rishi Modi was not having, degree from Harvard or Stanford, something like that time. This strikes like, lightning in the sky, out of exposure, experiences, and etc. This you can call it creative problem solving in business, effective negotiations, or effective interpersonal skills, dealing with people, or effective leadership. That is how business goes on. All right, so there are many techniques, brainstorming, etc., etc. I will not go into details. Now coming back to the adaptive capacity of business endeavors. When you talk about, does adaptability is required for creative problem solving? Does resilience required for creative problem solving? Yes. So like I was talking about, how do you know that you are a resilient person? How do you know that you are making resilient business? What is sustainable business? Now the modern word of resilience is sustainability. Without resilience, sustainability cannot be there, right? So how quickly you adapt to new situation, how thrive under difficult times, how you are coping with the, stressful conditions. These are what we call the markers of resilience, whether it is up to the individual, society, or business endeavors. So the idea of asking you to how resilient you are, to know that where do you stand. Are you ready for a small paper pen exercise to map the profile of your resilience potentialities? Let's do it. 5 minutes. internet is very slow.
Industry, I'm from the industry, but I did my PhD 20 years back, not here. The IEM department, which actually changed its name to IAC, I think. So, in your department, most of them have retired. Professor KBM Srivastava was there. So I'm honored just to see, check. So only he was one of the I have now shifted into academics. I was working with SAIL Steel Authority. Now I have, after the PhD, I have shifted and I am now with Excel, Indian Institute of Manufacturing. Okay, so HR students. Okay, I am in the BM group. Actually, there are two campuses. HR is the new campus, which is we are the old campus. Like I said that, do you have a policy in place about using LLM or GenAI like ChatGPT वगैरह का कुछ पॉलिसी है क्या? मतलब आप लोग यूज़ कर सकते धड़ल्ले से मतलब अगर हाँ? These are actually some things that IIT preaches more than it practices. मतलब इतना सा and things some things don't change. 20 साल पहले भी वैसा ही कुछ अभी हम तो बोले थे कि एक टेबल ले आइए भाई, वो लोग बोला नहीं मेरे पास नहीं है। नहीं टेबल अच्छा फिर ठीक है मान लिया ऐसा है तो आप तो एक प्लान ए रखिएगा प्लान बी रखिएगा ना, जानते ही हैं कि यहाँ अगर कोई मना किया तो दूसरा हाँ कीजिए उसमें एक्चुअली दैट इज प्रैक्टिकल मतलब क्रिएटिव थिंकिंग और व्हाटएवर एंड इन इंडस्ट्री इफ यू गो आपको तो कितना सारा कॉन्स्टेंट्स मिलेगा, यू विल थिंक एंड गो बट लेकिन ये नहीं है वो नहीं है ये नहीं है, आपको काम तो करना चाहिए कोई फिर
क्या हो रहा है भाई, खोलने रहे
ये तो और भी है कि दिस वाज अ प्लान्ड थिंग, तो आपको तो और भी मतलब ऐसा तो नहीं है कि अच्छा एनीवे you are with them second year MHR.
कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, ओपन नहीं हो रहा है।
We will have a 5-minute break.
5 minutes back, yes.
Then we will join.
भाई प्रियशा चाय वाय है क्या, कैसे ही ब्रेक
What time? Okay. so I may next 15 minutes I'll close up. हाँ बिल्कुल बिल्कुल.
आईआईटी का मेल रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं कर रहा,
जीमेल भी नहीं आ रहा है,
ईमेल आ रहा है,
ओपन नहीं हो रहा है.
भी खोल रहा है, देखिए यूट्यूब खोल रहा
मैं कर रहा हूँ.
चलो ठीक है, अच्छा वाईफाई अपन को तो कनेक्ट करना
ये क्या वाईफाई तो नहीं है, तो लैन कनेक्शन लैन.
नहीं, हमारा वो वाईफाई भी नहीं कनेक्ट हो रहा, कि पावर फेलियर हुआ था ना, भी खुल गया था.
अच्छा मेरा ठीक है छोड़ दो,
आईटी केजीबी का मेल नहीं खुल रहा.
कोई बात नहीं, चल रहा और क्या क्या है. नेट इज नॉट वर्किंग बट IIT नेट कोई बात नहीं, वी हैव alternate mails, I got it. Just come back people, let's try this one because people are in a hurry to go home. Related to community or business resilience. So these are some of the items given over here. You need to just rate them on a 4-point rating scale. If you agree strongly or very well, then give 3. If not at all, give 0. So once you finish up to this point, then I will scroll down. Couple of items are there. Then we calculate the total score. Please start. There is no plus sign. This one? Okay. It's okay now? All right. You try one after another. Once you reach this point, then I will scroll down. It's clear to all of you? Okay. These are four choices, right? Should I go down? Yes, sir. Scroll down? Okay. I relax myself when tension builds up. Very interesting question. Same as in business, when you are losing your business, are we relaxed, tense, or fire? Yes. All right, done? Okay, please. Should I scroll down? Please, quick. Those who have not yet started, don't start. We are moving ahead. I will share it with you. You can try at your leisure time at home, no problem. I will tell you the interpretation part also, right? So I am going to the next page. Okay. Yeah, these two statements are there. Please write it and then calculate your total score. No. Not this point, because we are in a state of emergency. We don't want our participant miss the bus, so we'll wind up next 10 minutes. Done? Okay. So how many of you have tried? Can you raise your hands? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not our students. Those actual participants you have done many times. Those who are from outside, they should try it. Yes, good. So if you are scoring, so there are 4 group of responses you will get out of this exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. If your score lies between 34 and 39, then you are really a very resilient person, right? But don't get a high score just for the sake of getting higher ratings on resilience. That will not help you at any way. You will remain as it is what you are. But if you are really doing honestly, that will give you your profile, so that accordingly you can introspect and enhance your profile, right? This is called optimum level. You know what is optimum? That means no, it is more than ideal. Maximum level of development occurs. Like you are a perfect mature person. That is what we call optimum level. The second category is called 28 to 33. This is called proficient. Proficient means you are actually enjoy a good level of resilience potentialities, but not optimum level. There is still scope for improvement. This is called a high average, right? And 21 to 27 called vulnerable. This is a state of vulnerability. You can be victim of like emergency situation, threatful situation, stressful situations, right? And this is what we call vulnerable. When you can be victim, so it's a signal. You get ready. 0 to 20 is cautionary. Caution. This is caution. Your profile is very poor. You should strongly work on it, right? So these are an overall description of your
Sir,
resilience.
one point here
Yes,
which I want to make is,
Yes.
which is what related to my earlier statement that there is lot of complexity here.
Yes.
So, quantifying it is not very easy.
Yes.
Okay. Because for one person, my adversity or disappointment would be if I fail in a particular subject or I am not there. But for another experienced person, the disappointment may be the loss of his mother.
Correct.
And therefore, both the disappointments magnitude are very different.
Very correct.
So when I am thinking about it, so that also comes into play. So here again, this quantification part is justified, very good, but I have a problem with the range.
Range.
That, why 34 to 39? So that if
Right.
somebody gets 33, he comes in that, but that one, as I told you, if you take into account those things, it multiplies. So therefore, what I am saying is
So,
that
what is your concerns?
my concern is about the range part. How do you actually,
sure, no, no.
why 34, why not 32?
No, this is what we call a psychometric test, right? Psychometric itself is a stream of science. It's based on statistical analysis. Before development of this tool, we make a tool objective based on 3 important parameters. A objective test is based on validity, reliability, and norms. You know norms?
Yeah.
So this is nothing but norms, and this has been calculated not at randomly. It is based on a large section of samples, and this is a global tool. This is developed by Ayman Sabaf and colleagues, two British psychologists, and they have a very global sample representative across 30 nations in 7 continents. So I will not say it 100% accurate.
So that
but
is subject to statistical errors.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
statistical errors.
That's-
you can
that's
say,
what
yes.
means.
And everything is not. You talk anything, even physics is not 100% correct. When you when you light a matchstick.
No, sir. As a science student, I will disagree. Physics, math is, kind of 1-0 kind of, more of a 1-0 kind of thing. It won't work.
No. No.
Physics and math.
Don't say like this. I think when you light a matchstick, why does not it light always? That is problem of the matchstick. When you fire a missile, why it does not fire? Because it is based on physics. When you fire a missile, you are eyeing at United States, but it goes to Japan. Where is the science?
That is calibration and that testing and etc.
This is science. Calibration, testing. ITR is there to test. What is ITR? Interim test range. They validate the testing procedures. PXE, proof and experimental laboratory. They ensure the validity of missiles and all instruments, but still it fails sometimes. So that error component is there. So that is why we often say any test score, a test score consists of 2 components of scores. What is that? One is true score, another is error score. And the aim of every measurement in science, social science, economic science, every science is to maximize true score and minimize error score, and it will always be there. Some sort of error component should be there. So, but since it is, so that is why we talk about confidence interval. My findings are significant and 0.01 level. What does it mean? 99% cases it will be true, but still there is 1%. So we have to accept that, we have to live up to that also. But it is not that it will not give any indications, but it will definitely, it will not exactly predict, but it will definitely give you your current status, so that you can work on it. If you are at the optimum level, fine, happy, be happy and go on. But if you are really not on that level, look at each statement, where do you lie, where do you actually go sort of things. So that will give us an opportunity to develop ourselves. Done? Okay. So, this is, I just thought of, creating a kind of awareness about, individual resilience potentials and how communities become resilient. It is based on what you say collaboration, diversity of thoughts, community engagement and shared resources. So, we are not having much time. So, I am not touching upon all these things for further deliberations, and how we can foster innovation in business. Already creative problem solving is on one way first step to achieve this, but there are many other ways like open innovation, agile developments and data driven decision makings. We are living in an age of artificial intelligence. Everything is based on data, but data is not enough. Data cannot measure your emotions. It can measure to some extent or a great extent. Based on that, we make evaluations. Like, a few years back, one aeroplane started to go to China in Malaysia. You know the disaster that happened? Just after takeoff, it vanished. But even that's why I told science is not 100% also. You will be surprised to know one machine gun. When I worked in DRDO for 10 years, I have closely interacted with different factories, manufacturing units. There is a unit that manufactures machine guns in Bangalore. That was called TOT, transfer of technology. They brought all these items and assemble here. When they start firing, it backfired. So, if you do not engage in creativity, adaptability and resilience, your business may backfire. Thank you very much. Due to shortage of time, I had a very beautiful small cases, like one business case on Starbucks. I will share with you. The evaluation is done there. How even going on heavy loss, how Starbucks has revived out of their loss. Things are given over there. I will share with you, and you can go through it during your leisure time. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Any discussion? We are actually discussing. So, throughout the class, we are engaged in discussions only. So, that's all.
Since you mentioned about Rusi Modi,
Yes.
I just like to point out one interesting thing.
Yeah, please.
So, since that day, there has not been a single, day loss in Tata Steel due to trade unions. Number one.
Bilkul.
Number two. Again, if you take steel companies, generally they nominate CEO or MDs as technical people.
Right.
Okay. So one exception was Rusi Modi for Tata Steel. And then in SAIL also, in 1993, there was Mr. M.R.R. Nair, who was also not a metallurgist or, kind of thing. So therefore, there is always a conflict between, people and, science and non-science.
Bilkul.
But I agree, and I told this that, having a people-oriented manager is actually very good for the organization, because but again, there are some traditions, like you said, and they don't want to tinker it. Just like you said about your research scholar, who actually chose the topic of cherishing, and by the way, what was the outcome? I did not.
No. Finally, she published in a paper in one of the famous TQR journal. It's a Q1 ranking journal in United States.
So
The qualitative report. And when this paper was published, you cannot see the level of happiness on her face. Sir, finally I did it.
So
That's the response.
So that is also, part
That
of
is why
part of the
I
credit.
said cherishing to flourishing. So she was
So
smiling.
part of the credit also to you, because you persisted with that.
I persisted, yes.
And also some credit should go to the journal experts or reviewers.
Of course, yes.
Yeah, because
Definitely.
because they also, generally they are very, very.
And in the initial part of the paper we submitted to an Indian journal, the comment was, they said it is full of fogs. Then I said, okay, entire psychology is full of fogs. So you need to find people out of fog. All right. It was a good interaction talking to you all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. A big thank you to all the participants for the beautiful course. I think the ending session, we've been talking over the days how the mindset is important, no matter what we do, until and unless the consumers have a mindset to select the more sustainable option, there's not going to be change. So I think this session covered how through problem solving, we can make more sustainable choices. Thank you so much for all the participants to make this course a huge success. I'd now like to invite Professor Pradhan, Professor Vikas Thakur, and Professor Binita Tiwari to kindly start with the certificate giving ceremony.
Yes, she is the actual coordinator of the program.
So please.
Big hand to her. Aye, please.
Priyash.
Yes.
There are two more in the team. Shweta
Yes.
and Kiran.
No, I think we should also thank all of you on behalf of us, because we know that how difficult it is to coordinate a
Definitely,
program like this. So our gratitude to all those who are involved in the HSS department, including Dr. Thakur, who is the coordinator. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
यहाँ पे नीचे
I must say that he is the smart professor in our department. So that's why the smart topic has been chosen. So that's why the name is Smart, Sustainable and Resilient.
वो एक्रोनिम का भी फुल फॉर्म बता दीजिए तब. सस्टेनेबल, एम का मोबाइल, ए का एडेप्टिव.
Yeah. Huh? आइए मैडम आ जाइए.
तनोय दे, अरिंदम बैरागी,
Thank you.
कृष्णा प्रिया, दिशा भट्टाचार्य, विदिशा कर्माकर, आशीष कुमार शर्मा, हरीश यादव, सुनील कुमार यादव, भास्कर बासु, हो गया। रुचि सिंह, अमन कुमार, स्वर्णदीप मेहती, सुमंता लोध, शाइनी, उत्तरा, आदि श्रीवास्तव, Kurchika. Shweta Padma Priyadarshini. Kiran Kumari. Priyasha Kundu. And Devanshi Thakur.
So, thank you all the participants. I hope I should use this. I hope you might have enjoyed the interaction during last 5 days, and I think we have shared the material. Any doubts, any discussion, you can always reach out Professor Atanu Chaudhary. Already you have interacted with him. Any doubts, you can connect with me. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best.